And might as well talk to her because I haven't yet.
I like Gale, but I'm keeping all my good gear well out of sight. Everything fancy he touches meets a grisly end.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Wipe the blood off your face.
Gale is positively voracious. Well, let him suck up all the magic he needs, as long as he doesn't snack on a Githyanki's silver sword.
Looks so unusual. Githyanki are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
Never heard of your kind until my capture.
I suppose I am as alien to you as you are to me. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
It's so the worst. Oh. It's your upturned bat's nose, I mean.
Better is an opinion, but mine is certainly more economical, disciplined, dignified.
I've had these urges. I want to kill. I want blood.
Many a good warrior savors the scent of blood in the air. There's no shame in a capricious murder now and again. Too many, though, and you waste energy and dull your weapon. My suggestion: attack with purpose and savor your kills. And if the urge proves too much, well, I'm sure we can find you a goblin or two to carve up.
Been there, done that. You sure Acacia's our only path to a cure?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a Sathisk purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir Library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
Alright, nothing more about the crash. Kind of wisdom's very valuable.
Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities.
My past is a mystery to me. Could the parasite have caused that?
Ceremorphosis takes all of you. Mind, body, soul. An ordinary tadpole would eat at your memories until they were lost to the void. But our tadpoles are far from ordinary. I wonder if another factor's in play.
Do you know much about mind flayers?
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
So what happens if we don't find
in
a cure?
great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
Sounds awful. How are you so calm?
Because I do not intend to let this happen. Not to me, and if you stick with me, not to you. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
You're worried we haven't changed? This is good news.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
I feel like she'd be nicer as a mind flayer. I'll talk to her one more time.
What's the story?
In your expert opinion, what's the best way to kill a devil?
Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about?
How'd you end up fighting in the Blood War?
Trust me, I'll tell you all about it after we take care of the goons on my tail.
About those paladins you want us to confront.
Yeah, let's go straight there. Whatever those fucks are getting up to, it's nothing good. Just to say, by the way, they're not really paladins. Lackeys of the Archdevil playing dress-up as paladins of Tyr. No honor among devils.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Let's see. This isn't where I thought I'd end up. How about you?
Funny you should ask. I was just thinking about what would have become of us without that Nautiloid. I mean, I know where I'd be. Trapped in Avernus still, with the Blade of Frontiers on my tail. But what about you?
This is all there's ever been. I only remember snippets of red.
It'll come back to you. Maybe you'll recognize something we passed, or maybe we'll find out what happened to you. I get the feeling we've got a long road ahead of us. I hope we find you some answers along the way. Soldier?
I have no memories of where I came from, of who I really am. Is this part of Ceramorphoses?
I don't think so. At least, I still remember everything. In more detail than I wish. But, as for what's going on in your mind, and maybe in mine, I'm certain there are answers out there. We'll find them together.
I'm drawn to violence, to blood, obsessions that could become compulsions.
Well, look. You've said it, right out loud. That takes guts. The guts you'll need to change. Or at least make sure you're channeled in the right direction. I've got enough enemies who could do with a good bloodletting, you know?
Alright, think that'll do for now. I'm gonna rest for real this time. I think he's mad we didn't pick him up when we saw him.
The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good after the Mind Flare ship. You just can't get enough of me, can you?
Karlach, Advocatus Diaboli, the stink of Avernus.
Better lower that blade if you know what's good for you.
You ally with an Archdevil's chosen, and
A great fire roars through you, the fire of the first hell. You are the Blade of Frontiers racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curl blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high. He chases the fiend, ignited with rancor. She is an infernal war devil, a threat to the living. Evil incarnate.
Your ally's a fraud, a soldier in the Archdevil Zariel's army. Either I cut her down, or she burns the Sword Coast to ash.
I've tried to tell you, I am not what you think I am.
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. The man shudders with Karlach's desperation. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
By Baldrin's helm, No! I will not be tricked!
You saw the truth. I may be an effective soldier, but I never wanted to serve Zariel. Legged it away from her the first chance I got.
And yet you served.
Stand down. You saw what I saw. Karlach is not a danger.
No! Devils cannot be trusted.
You saw Karlach's thoughts. She poses no threat to the Sword Coast.
Would you listen to sense? This doesn't have to end badly. For either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today. Truce?
I'll do you one better. Allies. We're looking to get rid of these parasites for good. And ruin some bastards' days while we're at it. Sounds like your kind of venture.
I've not grown any tentacles yet, thank Baldrin. But luck won't be on our side forever. Yes, you have my blade. Your leader willing, of course.
Well, soldier, what's the word?
More the merrier, as they say.
Hey!
Well met. And 1,000 sorries. I've pledged my life to protecting the meek from monsters. But tonight, I was the rampaging beast. I see the good in you, Karlach. I promise not to lose sight of it, even when the hells burn hottest.
The famous Blade of Frontiers in the flesh. Clever, this hero act you've got going.
Hero, Blade, names strangers gave me. My friends call me Will.
Excellent. If we ever become friends, I'll know what to call you.
Savage.
Glad Will saw sense. Even more glad he decided to stick around. Takes a pretty slick mover to track down old Karlach.
Does it? You're pretty loud.
Fair. But still, the man's got a reputation for being lethal with that blade. I'm glad it's on our side.
You've been witness to a pantomime, I'm sorry to say. And I've played my part all too poorly.
Someone set you on Karlach's tail. I'd like to know who.
I can say only this. Karlach's not the only one who's had a villain's knife held to their throats. One night soon, when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll pay my penance.
Penance? Should I be worried?
You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me. The Blade of Frontiers at your calling.
I noticed you're stone-eyed. Did you lose it in
The
battle?
most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days. By all means.
Talk about something
What else is on your mind?
How'd you come to be the Blade of
My
Frontiers?
father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
What could be finer than saving a life? You must have felt proud.
No, angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded.
He likes getting buttered up, so we'll keep going. And before that,
Baldur's Gate, born and raised, the only son of a single father. He wanted one life for me. I chose another. We haven't spoken since I left the city. A classic drama. A staunch father and his rebellious son. Better heard from the bard's lips than mine.
what do you make of this, Raphael?
He brings to mind a story. The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think?
With the right teacher, yes. What are your thoughts on the devil
Refuse
will?
him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great.
Don't worry, I have no interest in a devil's
That's
deal.
because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
Got no memory of my past. Could the parasite have
Seems
done that?
unusual to me. Then again, we're talking about tadpoles inserted into our brains by rubber-skinned tentacle monsters. There's nothing usual about it. All the more reason to stick close. I think you'll agree.
Got this bloodthirst and urge to destroy, maim, kill.
Anger. I understand. We've been preyed on by Illithids, suffered insertion of a mind-bending worm. Bloodthirst is another matter. But perhaps not too big of one, if it's a devil or demon's flesh you're wanting to tear.
The Githyanki people have a word for men like the Blade of Frontiers. Shalak. Roughly translated, idealist do-gooder. Or better yet, benevolent burden. His confidence is an asset. His pursuit of valor, not so much.
So, we're traveling with the famed Blade of Frontiers. I feel safer already.
Two people not fans already.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. Talented, of course, though sometimes too eager to listen to the devils on their shoulders. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
The Blade of Frontiers. Let's hope Will lives up to his name. We'll need all the help we can get. Fine. What's on your mind?
Am I
Does it
holding
even
up?
need to be asked? We're beyond me merely liking you. I think I'm a different person, owing to you.
Just repeating dialogue. Alright. Time to go the fuck to sleep. Oh, it is actually showing me stuff in there now. Okay. I still don't really trust the chest after things disappear. Shadowheart said she was gonna come grab me, and she didn't even try. Oh, yeah, the barking. There he is! It's Scratch! Where's... Come on, I gotta put on, Speak with Animals. Where is it? Here, I got Speak with Dead. I think I might have taken it off. Yeah, I did. Put on.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Pets. Sorry about what happened to your master.
Friend. I stayed with him until I knew he was gone. I'll never forget him. But I'm glad to have met you.
More pets. I'm a little upset that only 3 people approve of the dog. Nobody better get upset over that. Let's see. Wonder. Kind of thinking about doing a respec for Shadowheart at this point. See how much gold I have. So I definitely have plenty. It's also kind of thing of taking Karlach around for a bit. I might tell Gale to chill out for a minute because he hungers for too many magic items. Don't want him to see what we're getting.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be here in the meantime.
Travel again later.
Idling away the hours.
So upset.
Soldier. Let's go, go,
Heading
go.
out. Oh, we got lots of level ups. Might be here for a second.
Oh, I could go for a good meal.
Danger sense. Reckless attack. Oh, look at that. It's actually got 17 strength. Rage charge. Oh, she got speak with animals too. Oh, because we gotta choose the subclass. This is where I'm probably gonna take a second. Alright, so looking at these, I really did not like the options available for Wild Heart. For Wild Magic, it seems kind of cool, but also chaotic. But I really liked Berserker. As something I find fun is just the being able to just throw stuff everywhere. I don't have a strength character I'm playing with yet. So I'm gonna go with Berserker as the subclass. And I'm gonna see if I can fill a sack with some rocks or something and see how much I can throw. Just throw some swords. Oh, I have some good weapons too. A very heavy great axe. Of course we're equipping that. Salami's club. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's throw things at Gale.
Go on.
Really?
What was that? Whatever else hit for 6. Gale got hit for 4 bludgeoning damage.
Get off!
One bludgeoning damage.
Get off! Oh.
What happens if I throw the ball?
Never wanted the easy path.
Any reaction? Nope. Doesn't even chase the ball.
Got to keep moving.
I'm gonna go respec Shadowheart.
Worth talking to, perhaps.
Ah, I shall be here in thy camp, for whenever thou, as thou desires.
And get rid of Sacred Flame, because it sucks. Get Produce Flame. This doesn't require concentration. I might just pick this up. Get advantage on Intimidation, so we got that both on Isolde and Karlach. Swap this over to Tempest. I have to redo the ability scores a little bit. So dump Charisma. Gonna be wearing heavy armor. And at range just gonna cast spells. So let's dump the Dexterity. And then pump Constitution and pump Strength. Just add the last one to Strength to round it out. I'll probably pick up the one for Constitution later. Ability score increase. And let's look at the proficiencies. So Isolde is already proficient in medicine. So I might just take that off and just put it into persuasion. Just in case I need a backup. This disease. Probably not going to use either of those too much with her. And it's gonna be that.
My faith will guide me.
Go through the level ups real quick. To get Destructive Wrath, to get max Thunder or Lightning damage. Accept that. Start level 2 spells again, and then we get Shatter and Gust of Wind from Tempest. Alright. Oh, this is Throne. I definitely am going to give that to Karlach. I'm going to put this in the bag of throwing.